Welcome back to episode 32 of Defeating Weekly. I'm your host, Craig Olson, author of Defeating the Unbeatable. We're coming down to the wire. We've got just 2 more weeks left in our 10-week series on things that require no talent. As previously stated, if you've missed any of the previous episodes, please go to the Defeating Weekly channel on YouTube, like it, subscribe to it. Love to hear from you. With regards to this topic of things that require no talent, I've said before, a lot of people have done things around this. They've written articles, they've done talks about them, whatever it may be. I just feel it's so important for us to understand that we have these opportunities to be successful and improve ourselves without having to have any special talents. So we're going to jump right in with the ninth thing, which is doing extra. Now, growing up, we all experienced that student who seemed to be the teacher's pet, the one who always asked what else they could do or had the projects that went above and beyond. And maybe they created that volcano that it wasn't just the mound, they had the trees, the towns, all those things. Maybe that was you. Did you or they know something we didn't? Maybe they did, but maybe they didn't. But they were demonstrating this key opportunity to set yourself apart from others. Doing extra and constantly being busy are two very different concepts. I want us to make sure we understand to better understand this concept of doing extra. Being busy or looking busy doesn't actually mean you accomplish anything. I was recently reading a book by Horst Schultz titled Excellence Wins. In this book, he discussed how a new employee was being given an orientation from another employee who the boss thought was a good example of what to do. This good example then proceeded to show the new employee how to actually do nothing over the course of an entire shift. Being busy doesn't mean being productive. On the other hand, doing extra means going above and beyond what is required or expected of you. Maybe your boss asks you to put some tools away from a project and you notice that they are very dirty or the area around them where they go is not organized well. Doing a quick cleanup and making it easier to use for the next time is a simple example of doing something extra. Athletics, as I always have to go back to because it's such an important part of my life, are a great opportunity to illustrate doing extra. Taking ground balls, shooting shots after basketball practice, going to the putting green after a golf practice are some of the many things that are doing extra that can help your team win. In your job, your team might be those that are working around you or where you're working with. If you're a student, it's your classmates. Doing extra doesn't always have to be extravagant, but it needs to be meaningful. So I got 3 action steps, just like always, to help you out here. Number 1, write a list identifying areas in your life that you could do a little extra. Maybe they're at work, maybe they're at home. Number 2, ask your boss what are some tasks or areas within the company or your realm of where you're working that you could add support in addition to your normal activities. Remember, you aren't replacing what you're doing extra to be more impactful. And 3, don't get discouraged if doing your extra tasks doesn't get noticed right away. Sometimes doing extra takes a lot of time for people to notice, especially if they're used to the things being done a certain way or they didn't even know there was problems to begin with. So make sure you kind of really work through those action steps. They will be beneficial and carry a long ways into your success. As always, I'm going to leave you with a quote. This quote states, do more than what is required. What is the distance between someone who achieves their goals constantly and those who spend their lives merely following the extra mile? That's by Gary Ryan Blair. I hope you have a great day. I hope you watch this video and make sure you come back for the final episode of this 10-part series. Have a great day and defeat the week.